Awesome. The next thing I want to talk about is building a flat organization. So this is kind of an interesting topic because building a flat organization creates all sorts of questions, such as, for example, how is compensation set? Who's going to determine how much stock options everybody gets, and pay rates and stuff like that? And is there room for moving up or growth or advancement? You know, a lot of people sort of give that as a reason why they want to leave their current position, even when they apply at Axosoft, because of room or opportunity to grow and advance. So oftentimes I have to like put this thing that, you know, by the way, we're a flat hierarchy, but that doesn't necessarily turn them off. So sometimes there's some other thing happening there at companies that you only have to sort of move up in order for you to get extra pay or whatever. So what happens in these scenarios? I'm going to throw out some other questions as well. So for example, does flat mean that there are no leaders? You know, is there sort of opportunities for leadership? Does anyone actually own a project? Is there ownership and accountability? How should decisions be made? Are they by consensus, or are they by data, or some other mechanism? What about spending decisions? Who gets to decide to spend the company's money? And you know, who sets the company direction? So there's lots of these type of questions that actually come up in a flat hierarchy, and it's kind of interesting. I don't have all the answers. There's another question: why are we even doing a flat org when best practices for businesses for hundreds of years have used layers of management, right? Why are we doing this, Stefan? So if I had to take a stab at this, it's the following. Like everything that you read with respect to business, with respect to decisions that you see other companies make, with respect to missed opportunities, with respect to companies that fail or succeed or whatever the reason is, in the failure cases, and in the cases where they're making dumb decisions, like you know, not letting Xbox owners change or share their games with one another, or in Xerox PARC's case, where they're doing all this research and creating the whole PC industry, but then just sitting there not doing anything with it and giving their technologies to the Apples and Microsofts and of the world. And you know, when it comes down to it, it's management that made those decisions, and it's like these bureaucratic systems that get created as a result of multiple, you know, lots of layers of hierarchy that easily gets blamed as to, you know, this was the culprit, right? So the idea is, could we do this? Could we build a company that's very successful and scales without having those layers of management? And the answer to that question is, I don't know. But it seems like worth a try, you know? Like, it's just, you know, we get to live once, you may as well try it, right? You know, it's like one of those things, jumping out of an airplane. You gotta go try it, you know? Maybe it's cool. Maybe we'll discover something that hasn't been discovered very easily yet, or enough for it to be a best practice. But there are other companies who have done it, usually in the tens or hundreds of employees range, rarely in the thousands, but fortunately we're in the tens and hopefully soon in the hundreds, but so maybe we'll easily be able to sort of use their experiences. Not much about this is also published, so we're gonna have to chart our own ways in a lot of respects and answer a lot of these questions ourselves, right? So let me ask you guys a question. Is flat smart? What do you guys think? Yes? Yeah? Does everybody think we should be doing a flat hierarchy? Raise your hand if you think we should. Yeah? Any no's? No? No?
No, I don't know.
No, you don't know. Okay.
Don't know.
Yeah, okay, okay.
Yes, I
No,
don't
no.
know.
Okay. No, it's good because I had no idea where the answer to that question might be. I was thinking I might have to hire a bunch of managers and have them tell you guys what to do. But, but no, it's an experiment, right? So it's an experiment that I think is worth trying. Maybe 50 years from now, you know, like just as a bunch of other business best practices have become the norm, maybe flat hierarchy will be one of those things. It just seems sort of arcane and old for there to be like layers of management where this person tells these people what to do, who then tell these people what to do, who then tell these people what to do, who then actually do the work. Like didn't they already know like what that needs to be done? And then because of that chain of command, they have to sort of go blindly do the work, as in Xerox PARC's case, getting the job done even, and then having their work just sit there and not have anything to do with, done with it. So, building an agile, nimble company that's very quick to react to opportunities and having opportunities bubble up from the bottom up as opposed to top down, is I think going to be a great missed opportunity for companies that are not creating at least more of a flat hierarchy, if not completely flat, right? So with flat though, it's important to sort of highlight a few things. I'm not going to try to answer all the questions because I don't have all the answers, but some thoughts that I've had with respect to this, which I want to share with you guys because I've been thinking about flat hierarchy for a long time. And to me, flat does not mean democracy. It doesn't mean everybody has equal voice, right? So that might be one sort of misconception that I want to throw out, because just because we're flat doesn't mean that we're going to start voting on things and then majority rules and that's the direction we're going to go. That's just not how I think things are going to be successful. In a democracy, we can see majority rules does not necessarily sort of pay off very well from our politicians' standpoint. So it should be some level of experience and intuitiveness and other factors that play into the game, right? I think experience matters. I think leadership definitely matters. And I think, yes, you can definitely make more money even in a flat hierarchy system, because I think it's smart for us to reward people who are actually contributing the greatest to the company's success. So, flat hierarchy doesn't mean everybody gets the same pay or the same options plan or the same participation in all that stuff. If you're continually sort of contributing in a way that excels and is far beyond other people's contributions, then guess what? That's going to be part of the compensation plan. It's going to include those things. So we should all want to be creating sort of A+ team members and wanting to work with A+ team members. So it is partly our responsibility to either elevate or eliminate team members that might not be sort of pulling their weight. It shouldn't be management's responsibility to do that. It should be all of our responsibilities. And have you guys seen how many of you guys have seen the slide share from Reed Hastings' CEO, Reed Hastings, Netflix's CEO? Yeah, a few of you guys. So in that, he actually gave a awesome analogy, and I'll post it to Yammer so that everybody here can actually take a look at it. It's a fantastic set of cultures and values slides. So there's over 100 slides. It might take you a good half an hour to go through it, but it's well worth the read. And I want everyone here to be better decision makers anyway. So consider it, like a worthwhile investment in time. But anyway, one of the things he said is that a company is not quite like a family, right? Sometimes we refer to, the Axosoft family or whatever. But it's more like a professional sports team, in that the team members are striving to be the best that they can be, and bringing on really awesome people elevates the entire team's status. And the number one teams get to sort of have worldwide fame, and the ones that don't do well sort of dwindle. But the analogy sort of ends in that in a professional sports team, like let's say, for example, the NBA, you have limited number of seats. You only have 12 seats, and you have a salary cap as to how much you can spend in total for these 12 people. We don't have those limitations as a company. We can continue to bring in the best people into the company and continue to get rid of the sort of worst people in the company in terms of performance and keep raising it. And there is no limit as to how many people we can have in the company, and there's no limit as to what we can pay them. It's based on the success of the company and how much revenues happen, how much growth there is, and that sort of thing. So I thought it was a pretty cool analogy to sort of bring up, and I thought it's relevant.